Have you ever noticed people who achieve amazing things but never make a big deal out of it? They land a big opportunity, finish something others only dream of, or overcome something quietly life-changing. And yet, you'd barely even know it happened. No celebration, no posts, no "look what I did." They don't need to announce their victories, because for them, the win isn't about the attention, it's about what it means personally. They just take a deep breath, smile to themselves, and move on like nothing happened. In a world where people broadcast every tiny achievement, these individuals almost feel like a mystery. Who are they? And why do they choose silence over spotlight? The answer isn't simple modesty. Psychology says this quietness reveals something much deeper, a mindset rooted in emotional balance, self-awareness, and true confidence. Let's explore the psychology behind it, layer by layer. External celebration. Most people chase recognition. They crave the "well done," the "you made it," the applause. But for those who find peace in quiet success, the reward isn't in being seen, it's in becoming who they wanted to be. According to self-determination theory, these people are guided by intrinsic motivation, the inner drive to grow, learn, and create for their own fulfillment. They don't need the world to tell them they did well, because they already feel it. Their validation doesn't come from the outside. It comes from the satisfaction of effort, discipline, and the quiet pride that follows doing something hard. They're not ignoring their success. They're honoring it privately. They don't need celebration to feel accomplished, because the act of achieving is already the celebration. That's not indifference. That's quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't fade when the applause stops. High emotional maturity. Emotionally mature people see success differently. They understand that external validation, while pleasant, is fleeting. The dopamine rush of attention fades, and what's left is your relationship with yourself. People with emotional maturity know that real fulfillment doesn't come from the noise around them, but from the calm within. They understand that celebration doesn't add value to the achievement itself, it just amplifies it for a moment. And moments pass. So instead of seeking attention, they conserve emotional energy. They protect their peace. They keep their joy sacred, not because they don't care, but because they've learned that peace is precious. They don't need validation to feel stable. Their self-worth isn't built on other people's reactions. That's what emotional maturity looks like: calm pride, quiet strength, and unshakable balance. Future-focused mindset. There's another layer: the way they think about the future. Psychologists call this achievement orientation, a mindset where success is seen not as the destination, but as a stepping stone. For these people, the goal isn't the end of the road, it's a marker of growth. When they reach one milestone, they're already thinking about the next horizon, not because they're restless, but because they see life as a continuous climb. They view celebration as a pause, and pausing too long feels unnatural to them. It's not that they don't appreciate their success. They simply understand that each achievement is part of something larger, a journey that doesn't end until they do. While others stop to party, they reflect, learn, and redirect their focus forward. Their eyes aren't on applause. They're on the horizon. Avoiding social comparison. Now let's talk about the social side. Social comparison theory says that people naturally evaluate themselves by comparing their lives to others. But those who stay silent about their success understand how toxic that cycle can be. They know that every announcement invites attention, and with it, judgment, envy, and sometimes resentment. They'd rather protect their growth than perform it. When they keep progress private, they stay focused, grounded, and free from unnecessary pressure. They don't post for approval, because they don't need to be seen to feel real. Their success isn't a performance, it's a personal evolution. They don't need others to clap. They're too busy creating the next reason to. Deep self-awareness and humility. At the core of it all lies humility, not the forced kind that hides behind false modesty, but the kind that comes from deep self-awareness. These people understand that every victory is temporary, and that success doesn't define them, character does. They see each achievement as part of a larger story, a single chapter in a book still being written. Their silence isn't emptiness. It's reflection. It's depth. They don't celebrate loudly because they're already aware of how fleeting everything is. They've learned to hold joy with gratitude, not ego. To celebrate inwardly, reflect quietly, and let their results speak louder than any announcement ever could. Because in the end, their goal isn't to look successful, it's to become fulfilled. So the next time you meet someone who doesn't celebrate their success, don't mistake it for coldness or indifference. It might just mean they've reached a kind of peace most people spend years searching for. They've learned that happiness isn't found in recognition, it's found in quiet purpose. Real winners don't need fireworks. They find joy in the journey. And that, more than anything, is what makes them unstoppable. If you love sensing human behavior and understanding what drives people's minds, hit subscribe now. Because here, we don't just look at what people do. We uncover why they do it.